Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and today I thought we'd talk a little bit about attachments. Now, I've done a video on the lock plan in the past, but someone did ask while we were streaming on what's my system with the lock plans, as well as farming attachments and how I approach it, because I wasn't doing what some people kind of talk about on how they handle it. And so it might not be as obvious, so I thought we'd go ahead and kind of discuss it. Now, the first thing is we'll kind of look here at the lock system. In the first place, for those who don't know what it is or didn't see my prior video on it, one of the quality of lights we have in this game is the lock plan system, where for every set effect in the game, you can set 2 attribute setups that you can lock. Meaning, basically, if these stats show up on that piece, it will automatically lock it if it's that element, or if you're farming it for the no set effect, which is the 4 substat ones. And all you do is you just go in there, you pick your plan, pick the stats that you want. Now, you can actually have this only look for 1. If it has this one specific stat, it will lock it. For me, though, it's more preferable to go with 3, just because it's easier to, at least for the main big one, which is going to be attack, crit, which you're going to want for the most people. So you set up your plan. I put any 3. That way, if you get that perfect piece, it's going to auto-lock that perfect piece. Now, maybe when you're initially farming for a specific person, you'll want to lock it on any of the 2. Which means if any 2 of these show up, it's going to lock it. And that way you get your, starting piece for that character. But after that, you want it on any 3. And so you can do this. You can have 2 plans per set item here. Now, I pretty much have on almost everything attack, crit. Now, what you're going to want to look at, though, is characters. Not just the characters that you're currently farming for, but also upcoming characters. Because as we know, while you can farm for specific pieces, as you do content like the limited events and other little things, there are times when you get boxes that will give you just a random, it can be any set, any weapon, any piece, and any substats. And so you can randomly get a piece that is going to be good for a future character. One case and example for me will be Electric Boost. I have attack, crit on Electric. We don't have any of the really good Electric units out, but if I look here, and if I can find it, let's see here. I should be able to just go here. On one of those random boxes, I got a Electric AR underbarrel that's attack, crit, attack. And what this is, there's actually a couple units this will be good for in the future, but the main one, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, we have Jianju, who's going to be one that we can get in the future with that. But also, Belka is one that can take advantage of that in the future. And so, with that, you want to make sure you have them set up even for characters that are currently not in the game. But there is also another part that comes with that, and that is the fact that the lock plan only allows you to have only 2 plans. But there are multiple variations of stats in this game that you're going to want. And the biggest one the one that's the biggest problem for is going to be the 4-piece lock plan. And so this is one of the ones that I pay very careful attention to as I acquire pieces. And I still, even though I have the lock plan, look at every piece. And that is because if you look here, my 2 lock plans I have are for my main attacking set. If I get the golden grail of attack, which is attack, crit rate, crit damage, you get that piece regardless of what it's on. You want to lock that for sure. I have plan 2, and my plan 2, I do not believe anybody wants these stats yet. I don't think there's a single unit that wants these stats, but I have I have a good feeling that at some point in the future, somebody's going to want this. And this is the full defensive set, which is health, defense. So I have that one getting locked automatically as well. But that brings in the problem. I can't make more than these 2 plans, but there are other units that want different variations of this. And so if we're going to go ahead and now take a look at some of those examples and why you may want to still, even though you have these lock plans in place, take a look at that. So if I go over here, let's go look at some of these characters here on the sheet here. One of the big ones is going to be Springfield. Springfield's a character that I'm going to start farming for once I finally get my corrosion done and I've got my burn done. My Tololo's pretty much done as well, but Springfield's going to be the next big unit I want to do a lot of farming for, to have her ready to go when she eventually comes out in the future. And her set that she wants is going to be the HP HP crit damage, because she's not only a really good on that health and healing side with the HP, she's a very good damage dealer, especially if you invest in her and get her V3 or V6. And so that, if I ever see a piece like that on the sniper, I'm going to absolutely want to save it. But also, it begs to differ. What if I see that on, say, an assault rifle? There's nobody that wants HP crit on the assault rifle on a 4-piece. But I'm going to save them. I'm going to lock any of those pieces if I see them, because I know 100% for sure. Well, I won't say 100% sure. I know it's very likely there could be a future unit like Springfield that is going to want those stats, and so I am locking those as well. Another person that you kind of see a uniqueness to is going to be like a Sabrina. And now the nice thing about Sabrina is when you are actually farming for Tololo, you're also farming for Sabrina, since they both share the same fight, because it's shotgun and assault rifle, and they're both wanting Hydro, which I specifically, when she gets her expansion key, she wants Hydro. So I'm just getting Hydro pieces for her as they come in when I farm for my Tololo. But what she wants is attack %, defense %, and HP % on those 3 pieces. And so that's actually my second lock plan on Hydro. But I'm like, that one makes sense as well. If there's going to be units, I feel like, in the future that's going to be the best 3. It's going to be units in the future that don't care about critting, which in a lot of games, critting's not as important on certain units, especially if like they come in with a default high crit. Maybe they don't need crit. And maybe they're that generic jack of all trades. They can be your healer / damage dealer, and they don't care about crit. That is going to be like your standard stats that you like as well in that case. And so I try and look for pieces that have those 3 on any of the 3 pieces, and I try and lock those ones as well. Even though only Sabrina wants it right now, I'm planning for potential future units that have it. And so I do try to look at like all my pieces still. Now, it's at a quick glance. I may miss some here and there, and it's not that big a deal to me, but I think it's important that everybody just knows that the lock plan isn't going to protect you from potentially throwing away really good pieces, because you can only set up 2 at a time. And so what I do is I just look at everything still, even if it's very, very quickly. All right, we're back in the game now here, and so you can kind of see I've started setting up certain ones where I know basically 2 things I'm looking for on them. Like Hydra's one that I already know, because I have... Oh yeah, Hydra's actually one that I kind of have a problem with, because Sabrina wants something different than Springfield, which wants something different than Tololo, which wants something different than Nikita. So I can only have 2 plans here. Attack, crit for Nikita and Tololo. Health, and crit for my Springfield. So when I'm actually doing Hydra, when I was farming for Tololo, I had to very specifically look out for that attack, defense, HP piece if it dropped, because I can't have 3 plans here. I can only have these 2 plans. That is one that's already a clear example of it in the game. So if you do start farming Hydro, make sure you're looking out for that. Whichever one you don't have a lock plan for, you're going to want to look out for it just in case it drops. Even if you don't plan on getting Springfield, which I advise pretty much everybody when she drops to get her. But even if you're not planning on getting her, I would just save it just in case. You never know. They give her away for free in the future, for all you know. Lock the piece. It's not going to hurt. It's not like you're going to run out of space for locked pieces, because you don't get that many good ones. And so that is one that's a good plan there. Then you kind of have, I think, Electro Andrus is going to want a unique set as well. I actually don't have Andrus on here. I actually probably need to add that, because Andrus does not want attack, crit, attack. She wants a different setup. So I need to add Andrus here in case Andrus ever drops for me. Now, I'm not farming Lightning right now, but those random pieces can give it to me, like I've shown you already, that I've already gotten an attack, crit one for her. So you might want to set that one up for, say, Andrus, her, but then always be looking out for potential future units that could work with the other kind of setups. Like the ones that are obvious, don't matter, are going to be the ones that have like all flat stats. So when you do a disassemble, after you've done that, and as long as you kind of fine tune them like that, then that does give you the ability to just go here, and just safely know you can quick select, and it's going to clear out everything, including the gold ones, because there are very limited space that you're allowed in here. I mean, I've maxed out my inventory so quickly now that I'm doing this every, like, every couple days, I feel like. And when you do this, you can feel a lot safer doing this, because now I'm throwing away all these pieces. The locked ones are nice and safe. And I'm not actually going to throw away one that's good for Springfield, one that's good for Andrus, and all that kind of stuff. So that's just my thoughts here. I just wanted to make sure to let people know that you kind of have to be careful with it, because you can potentially get those good pieces. This one was just a good example here of the electric. This one got caught. But right now, if one of these is good for Andrus, which that one's not, but if I do get one that's good for Andrus, it will get locked automatically if I set it up, or if I catch it as I'm looking through them. So just make sure you're still looking through your pieces. Is kind of the whole point of this. But the lock system is a very nice convenience for like the main core pieces, the biggest one being attack, crit, because those ones you want to absolutely catch for sure, because those are probably the most important, is getting the best pieces for your DPS. But yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all I kind of wanted to talk about. I wanted to make a quick video on attachments and why you should still be kind of looking through them versus just using the lock plan and then just getting rid of everything else, because you may very well save yourself some time on a future character that you need to farm for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.